Wow, this is absolutely amazing. It's even better than I thought it would have looked, honestly. And I'm so shocked to see that everything is fully complete. So we are here today in Fairfax, Virginia, at a very dear customer of mine's house. They're a repeat customer, so we actually did their kitchen in 2019, and here we are today in their newly renovated master bathroom. It's always really great to have clients that come back and enjoyed working with us, so we were very happy to work on this project with them. I do know that this is such an amazing wow factor, and I want to show what the before looks like. So let's take a look at that and just remember where we were and how we got to here today. As you can see, the original bathroom was the epitome of builder grade, and that's just not what they wanted. They wanted a beautiful bathroom that they could get ready in, wake up, feel excited for the day, because a lot of people do start their mornings in the bathroom. So as you can see here, we have a beautiful freestanding tub. Before we had the monstrosity of the corner built-in deck tub, and it's hard to get in and out of. It's really bulky. The space is relatively big, but you know, we're still limited in certain aspects, and the ceilings are tall, but it's angled at one portion. So to make the room feel bigger, to make it feel like there's a larger footprint, we did a freestanding tub. Takes up a little bit less space, looks a lot cleaner, a little bit more modern, and the layout essentially stayed the same in the bathroom. We know we didn't move everything around. We kept the vanities where they are, the tub relatively where it is by the window, and then the shower where it is as well. We did expand the shower a bit, which I think was a really, really nice choice, just because it is a master bathroom and you do want to comfortably shower, and you know, you don't want to be hitting elbows as you're in there. So I do want to take you guys into the shower and show you some really cool features in here. We went with the white subway tile, which is actually the same tile that we used for their backsplash in the kitchen. It is a matte white subway tile that has a little bit of texture on it, so it's not your traditional kind of boring subway. It's a modern twist to it, and we took the tiles up a little bit higher. We didn't take them up to the ceiling because of the angled ceiling, but we created a dual shower head with a handheld wand. This just enhances your shower experience. You get more water flow. You have the options to rinse off the shower, rinse off yourself, if you have babies, if you have a dog. I highly recommend doing a handheld. We have a nice little bench over here, which is ideal for sitting. It's very helpful for women typically in order to be able to shave, prop your leg up on something, and then also you can store some products on there too. We do have two built-in niches, which is always a conversation topic when we're designing bathrooms. Some people want them to be more hidden, some people want them to be more of a pop of color or, you know, a unique pattern back there. But we just decided to kind of keep them tucked away and clean, so the subway tile continues back there, and you don't necessarily see it from every angle, which is kind of nice. We have, again, just carrying in the black accents, so we have the matching drain in there. The shower curb is made out of the same material as the floor. It was a little tricky because they're actually made out of the same hexagon tiles that we used on the floor. So it took a little bit of thought there too to cut them properly and make sure it looks all nice and even. And then we have this beautiful glass door. It's a custom glass, again, with black finishes. We have a really cool handle here that is, again, a statement piece. And then we have these hooks up top, which I love using because not everybody wants a permanent solution for their towels, and sometimes you don't have the room to place a full-size towel rack. So these are removable hooks that the glass company provided us with, and they can take them out at any time, keep them in. So it's just a nice feature to have as well. So here we have the larger vanity, which is her vanity, of course. And I think it's kind of become my signature move to have the drawers up top, having an open shelf on the bottom, and then having the more furniture style piece vanity. This is really cool because we have the U-shaped drawers. Again, super easy to use. You can add storage containers like the customer here has done, and it's just a lot better than having to deal with the doors and having things piled on top of each other. So the U-shaped drawers are necessary to go around the plumbing. We don't want that to be exposed or in the way. So that's the reason why they're U-shaped instead of full-size drawers. And typically with a regular vanity, you would have a false drawer losing storage up top to hide the plumbing. But this is a really, really good solution to maximize your storage space and organization. We do have room for smaller drawers here. Again, just utilizing the space. Some neat baskets on the bottom. You can store your towels like this client has. And we did decide to go with a black sink. This was kind of a decision they made a little bit later on, and I think it was a really, really cool move. The black sink, again, just adds some depth, some contrast. There is the white countertops with it. This is quartz, extremely durable. I mean, you can see downstairs in their kitchen, it looks like it's brand new from day one. Another really nice touch, I think, to have in the bathroom is having a nice big mirror. With doing so, I typically like to do sconce lights, especially when you have a smaller space. It kind of elevates the ceiling. Makes it feel bigger, and then the sconce lights provide more even lighting on your face, which is again nice if you're getting ready in here in the mornings. Lighting is super important in, I would say, all aspects of your house, but in here especially, you know, we do have a window, but there isn't a ton of natural light. We have the recessed lights in the ceiling, plus the sconce lights. It just makes it feel so bright and airy in here. So the devil is in the details, and another detail that we have here is having the wall tiles carried throughout the tub portion. First of all, it helps it from keeping wet, but most importantly, it adds some character to the space. And then the casings also really help make it feel less builder grade. It goes with the bathroom a little bit better and just ties everything in. So it's the little things that count and make for the overall picture here. So as you may know, the typical ceiling is painted white. Here we are not typical, so we did a really cool dark gray paint on the ceiling. Photographer did tell me it doesn't photograph as well, but it looks really, really cool in person, and just add some flair to the bathroom. So we were just talking about how much the ceiling color and the color of the lights has affected the ambiance in here. It just makes it feel so warm but bright at the same time, and I do think a lot of people are afraid of boldness and getting a little bit more creative with color, but when you take that risk, I do think it pays off, and a lot of people do end up being so grateful that they did make that decision and did go a little bit bolder. And a lot of those decisions do end up holding well over time. So I think it works out for the best. Another little detail that I like in this bathroom is having a 3-inch backsplash by the sinks instead of 4-inch. And then we did also reduce the depth of them so that they don't stick out as much and they don't look as bulky. So another little fun detail. Now for the most fun part of the bathroom is the commode. It's a very tight space in here. There honestly isn't too much that you can do in a water closet. It's the toilet. We have a really cute shelf in here, which again is just a nice little touch. The client has decided to store toilet paper on there. What's really cute about this toilet is that it has a black lever for the flush instead of, you know, your standard chrome. So it just again ties in the rest of the bathroom and isn't something you'd really pay attention to if it wasn't there, but it is, and it looks really cute.
It ain't fair, you hear me calling, but when you find me, I'm stoned.
So now we want to take you back in the past to 2019 when we completed the kitchen downstairs and show you all the details there. Follow along.
Take you where I could leave you, your heart beats loud. I find myself in the hollows of Now you're broken, trust, say you've had it.
Downstairs, here is the absolutely beautiful, stunning kitchen that we finished about 3 years ago now, which is so weird because that's when the pandemic first hit. But I think it turned out really, really nice, and we've been waiting for this photo shoot for a long time, so I'm so glad we're able to do it and that we're here today. Again, like the bathroom, it was very builder grade, very uninteresting, not exciting, and definitely didn't suit their style. Throughout the rest of their home, there are a lot of warm touches of wood, there's a lot of blacks, there's a lot of glass, and a lot more of a transitional and modern feel. The previous kitchen definitely wasn't doing it justice, so they came in and said, hey, we want a new kitchen, you know, these are our ideas, what can we do? And we put together a design. We focused on picking out materials, focused on the layout. It definitely wasn't the way it is today. There were a lot of changes that were made. We discussed the layout a lot. We have the work triangle here in place, so we have the sink by the window, the range behind me, or the cooktop, and then the fridge wall over here. Obviously this massive, massive island. That's just so great for prep work, lots of storage here, and then creates a breakfast nook as well, to have the family here or have the kids, you know, cooking something up. They can hang out, and it's really nice that this room is open to the living room. Again, having younger kids or having guests over, you can entertain them, interact with them, and everything is kind of visible. There are clear separations between the rooms, but definitely nice to have it open and bring in that sunlight. So one big discussion here was open shelving, which is very popular right now, and we went back and forth on the shapes of the shelves, how much of them there would be, and ensuring that there was enough storage elsewhere to make up for it. So we do have these really nice solid wood shelves on both ends of the window. We actually custom created this corner shelving unit because it takes some thought to figure out where the cabinets are going to end and where they're going to meet the open shelving. In order to create a smooth transition, we did these L-shaped shelves by actually putting together two shelves and cutting them to make them fit together like this, and I think it worked out really great because, again, the taller ceilings, it takes your eye up. We have the really nice subway tile backsplash that we're also using in the master bathroom, and this one's actually glossy. The one up there was matte, reflecting off of the sunlight a little bit there. The open shelving, a lot of people are worried about. They think it's gonna, you know, limit the amount of space, limit the organization. But honestly, if you just have some, even just basic dishes or glassware, it can just look really nice and add some interest to the space and break up the monotony with having so many wall cabinets. Over here, we have the range hood oven situation. They didn't want to do a double oven because it's just not something that they would be using as often. They also wanted a more sleek look than having just a range here. So we did a gas cooktop, which is a great feature to have in your home, and then a built-in oven underneath. Again, it looks like a range, but you have the counter surface around it and it's not as bulky. And then we have a really cool hood right above it. Again, drawing your eye up with the backsplash, and then having stacked wall cabinets. So when you have taller ceilings, you can see sort of the standard cabinet height, and here we have the stacked cabinets where you have the uppers, the lowers, crown molding to kind of finish it off up top. Organization is key in a kitchen especially, and we typically find that drawers are super, super useful and much easier to organize than a base cabinet is. Of course, you still need that just for taller appliances, but one of the really neat features in this kitchen is the corner pull-out. This takes the place of a Lazy Susan or a blind corner cabinet, and it's just, again, so much easier to put in the things that might get lost in the back in here. Another cute little feature is having room for your cutting boards and trays. Again, it's not taking up space in another cabinet. They're not piled up on top of each other, so that's really nice. We decided to go with an undermount sink here. It has a really nice black sink again. And then we have 2 faucets. One is filtered, one is not. Which again, some people just really like to have that feature. Next to the stove here, we have drawers. Drawers again are key. You can put your pots and pans, you can put all of your ladles, your cookware, and all the cabinets are soft close with us. So again, slam free. If you have kids and they're mad at you, they can't express it through the cabinetry. When you have room, you don't necessarily need a spice rack. So this is a great solution where you can just have this tiered storage. You can get it from the Container Store, Target, wherever, and everything is just kind of displayed, easy to access while you're cooking. And then the uppers are usually a little bit more decorative, or things that you don't use as often will go up there. So still nice to have. And then we have our tall cabinetry and our fridge over here. I like to put all of the taller stuff together so that it doesn't break up the kitchen and it doesn't wall it off as much. So over here, it creates a pretty grand look, I would say. And inside, who doesn't love rollout trays? I mean, they make such a difference. As you can see, it's so well organized, and we didn't even touch it. It just was this way, and they've had the kitchen for 3 years. So nothing gets lost in the back. You can put some bins in there. It's just all super accessible. So we have a beautiful quartz slab on this island. This is actually one entire slab. It was actually pretty hard to find something that would fit here. We ended up not being able to go with the original selection just because it wasn't wide enough to have a single piece. And usually we try to avoid having seams as much as possible. So we found this beautiful quartz. It goes with everything. It has the beautiful veining in there. A lot of the darker veining too, which is nice because we have the black accents. We have a darker island cabinetry. So that tied it in really well. And I think it worked out for the best, honestly. These legs really help define the seating area. Still gives you plenty of room to sit around here. So instead of having a smaller island and having a table next to it, this kind of combines that feature, and I think it looks a lot more grand in certain cases, because otherwise you'd be left with, you know, a pretty small island with a pretty small table next to it, and then you have to have room for chairs and stuff to move around. So this was a really great solution for the space. One thing we needed to have was a double trash bin. So that is going to be right over here. Again, at this point, it's just a must-have for most kitchens if there's room for it. Most of them do come with a drawer on top, but sometimes you can choose not to have the drawer. In this case, we do. We don't have storage on the back side of the island here just because you can't really access it. But if you want to follow me this way, you might be wondering where the microwave is, and it is right here actually. We have a really cool built-in microwave. Just pop it open right here, and then you can open it up by hitting the open button. This allows it to pull out, and you can place your dishes directly from above. It kind of helps to avoid bending down, avoids food splatting all over you while you're trying to pick it up. So this is a really, really nice feature. It is completely built in, so it's there for the long run. It's also a very sleek look and blends right into the cabinetry. Another great choice in picking more of the black appliances here. And then just to finish off the island, we do have cabinetry on either side of the microwave. There's just so much storage in this kitchen. Honestly, I'm sure it was hard to fill up every single space, but it's so nice to be able to have that option and then not have to utilize it or just fill it up with things over time. So I wouldn't hesitate to add as much storage as possible, which we did in this case. Another really great feature is pendant lights. You know, we could have just done recessed lights throughout the whole kitchen, but these ground the island and just create some visual interest. These are glass shades, so it's not blocking your sight line into the kitchen or vice versa, and it's just a really nice touch. And then picking the black appliances to kind of create a more cohesive look with a matte gray gray black on both the fridge, oven, and the dishwasher. They tie in really well together. And then there are some polished features on like the dishwasher that pick up from the hood, because this was actually different from everything else. But again, they all work so well together. And then a lot of people are worried about, oh, you know, what if it doesn't match exactly? That's another good feature to have. Not everything has to be super matchy-matchy. And once it's all installed, your eye won't even notice that stuff. Another part of this kitchen that was part of the decision-making process was the door style and the finish. They definitely wanted to have white cabinetry on the perimeter and then a more modern transitional door style. So this is a bit of a twist on the shaker style. It does have a wider style around the edge here, so it is a flat 5-piece. And then for the drawers, we decided to go flat instead of having the 5-piece on there. Again, just keeping the lines a little bit cleaner. The doors still have the 5-piece, but all of the drawers are flat and easy to wipe down, less nooks and crannies to get into. And again, for the visual interest as well. We did add decorative doors on the ends. I think this is a really important feature that kind of completes the cabinetry and makes it look a little more custom and finished off. And then, of course, we did a two-tone kitchen. So we have the maple darker finish cabinets on the island. They do contrast with the floor. Sometimes the budget doesn't allow to redo your entire house at once. So we did end up keeping the floors and patching a little bit where needed. It truly doesn't bother me, as you can refinish your floors anytime really, but even this I think works with what we have and doesn't take away from the kitchen. Discussed in the bathroom, we decided to go with the Schluter Jolly ends to finish off the tiles. We have them here in the kitchen too, and I think that played a big role in deciding to have those upstairs as well. Again, some people love it, some people don't like it, but I definitely think it works in this space. Other things we did were updating all the outlets and switches. Not only do we want the kitchen to be aesthetically pleasing, but we also want it to be functional and safe and make sure that everything's up to code. So that was done here. All the outlets are brand new, all the switches are brand new. We made sure that you have several access points for the lights so that you're not stuck having to walk halfway around the house to turn them on. And then I know I emphasized earlier how nice it is to have the kitchen open to the living room. A really nice feature in this kitchen is having the bar area so close. So while you're entertaining, you have friends and family over, grab a drink, take it over to them, or you're running out the door, grab the kids, grab your coffee on the way out. We did a built-in beverage cooler here, which is a popular feature now, and it's not only for alcohol. You can also use it for your everyday drinks, for the kids' drinks. It's just nice to have it separate from your main fridge if you have the room for it. And over here we did open shelving again. Again, this is a more decorative space. It doesn't have to be super functional, and we don't need to pack a lot of storage space into it. So their glassware is displayed really nicely here with a couple of decorations and plants. And then you have plenty of counter space for 2 coffee machines and all of the liquor one might need.
Yeah, you love it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Fairfax Kitchen and Bath is here for all of your remodeling and interior design needs. We look forward to it.